still doing emails and quotes and estimates whenever you get home after working a full day as a job. Look, I know exactly how it goes because I started Bearclaw as a solo owner operator. I was in the same boat until I talked to one of my friends, Chris Berg. He's been on the podcast, serial entrepreneur, runs a $15 million a year e-commerce business, told me this one thing that drastically changed my business from here on out, and it will change the course of my entrepreneurial journey from here on out. Because the one thing that he encouraged me to do was hire faster. See, I had called him because I was like, look, man, I feel like I'm working all day long and I just had my first kid. I'm like missing her dinner and bath time most nights, and I got to figure out a way to get through this. He's, look, just go hire somebody, 20, 25 bucks an hour, 4 hours a day, get them to do anything that you're doing from the computer. So I went and I recruited somebody locally. I went to all the coffee shops. I just started telling everybody, hey, I'm in a tree service excavation business. I need some help with back office stuff. I can be flexible on hours, 20, 25 bucks an hour. Second coffee shop I went to, girl was like, yeah, I didn't interview for that. So I went and interviewed her, hired her right there. She was with me for 18 months. And that was the single biggest game changer that allowed me to start actually growing Bearclaw, and was the foundation for us to going from a $200,000 to $400,000 a year business to $1 million a year business. And I've replicated this strategy multiple times, and I've gone and just invested in hiring other people, just like our recent sales guy. And now we've got a goal to hit 2 million this year. My point with this being is that hiring is a muscle. Just like anything else, if you're going to lift weights or if you're going to practice swinging and hitting home runs, like the only way that you get better at doing that is like swinging more bats, right? The only way that you bench press more is just bench more weight and do it more times and add more weight. It's very similar, no different than lifting weights or practicing your batting skills. Hiring is a skill, and you have to put in the reps to get better at it, okay? I don't claim to be some expert, but I have taken advice from other people who are smarter than me, and I have taken action and fast action. And my point with this was that if somebody who is at the level of owning and operating a $15 million a year business that kicks off $800K of cash to him every year as an owner, like I should probably just listen to him. And so I did, and I went and took action on it. Like I said, she was with me for 18 months. Turns out she was a rock star. She was ex-Bloomberg and knew how to do all this stuff way better than I did. But here came the point of, what do I do when she leaves? Because somebody else, heaven forbid, somebody recruits somebody you have on your team. You got to get really good at creating the playbook that's a repeatable system to go recruit people. And this is what I'm going to show you how to do in this. So at that point, I started looking into virtual assistants or hiring overseas. And what I've came up with is a way to use ChatGPT, a website called Onlinejobs.ph. And also, I've also gotten better like 3 and 4 times into it, to where I now have the third and most crucial piece of the process, which is filtering the candidate. Because whenever you use Onlinejobs.ph, you're going to learn, after we dive into it here, that you're going to get a lot of applicants if you don't filter properly. So let's dive into it. Let's go to ChatGPT here. Okay, I'm going to go back to the prompt. How do you prompt? If you're using ChatGPT right now, go back and listen to the episode on the Owner Ops podcast. Just search AI and home service business. There was a guy who came on and he taught me how to prompt ChatGPT. And since then, the leverage that I'm using ChatGPT at has increased drastically. Like I feel like I'm pulling with a much longer lever now and able to just move things faster and quicker. So he gave me this framework. Tell ChatGPT it's an expert. 1, you are an expert at managing the office operations of Bearclaw Land Services. Give it the website using Jobber software. 2, tell it what you want. Please create a job description to attract a jobber professional so that to delegate your role to. Number 3, clarify. Please be specific in the day-to-day instructions for managing all of the back-end operations. 4, tell ChatGPT that you are willing to help it. Please ask me questions if you are unclear. This is arguably the most important piece of the prompt, is because if ChatGPT doesn't get started on the right foot, then he or she or whatever it is going to go down on a wrong rabbit hole. So look at all these questions that came back. Before I knock out the job description, here are a few questions to make sure it's dialed in perfectly. Okay, you can pause the video and read through all these. I'm going to save you some time and just not read word for word. What I did though is I went and I answered. I put the number of the question and then I answered. Okay, I'll let you pause the video here if you want to read. Then, perfect, here's your job description. It's going to kick out something for you. Okay, here's your day-to-day responsibilities. This is the point in which you come in as the owner and as the operator. You need to review this and make sure that this makes sense. If it does not make sense, you need to prompt ChatGPT for exactly what you need. Please update, I found one thing, please update part-time 20 hours a week. Okay, then I went and reviewed again, read through it again. Then what I found was please update pay to $400 to $800 a month. Please also update responsibilities to managing general back office operations, tasks like replying to emails, sending insurance COIs to contractors, and helping the CEO and leadership team with administrative tasks. As you start reading through this, you're going to be like, oh man, it's missing this, it's missing that. And then you just keep prompting ChatGPT. And it's just going to keep giving you refined job descriptions. Please update to full-time 40 hours per week, right? So I went back and forth on this. This is how I iterate with ChatGPT. Sometimes I'll just make decisions on the fly. Read it again. Please create this into a document that can be edited. Okay, now you have the ability to just copy this. But what I'm doing here is I'm reviewing again. And pro tip here, go create a Notion account and you should be copying all of this and pasting it into a Notion wiki. So I have all these for all my businesses. So snow shovelers, Texas land clearing, all of this stuff down here. Like you can see, we have everything documented in snow shovelers, which by the way, if you're watching this video and if this would be valuable to you, post a comment right here that says, hey man, I would love your SOP system. Just comment SOPs in the comments here below. All right. I've considered either including this in the paid group or maybe selling this SOP for an upsell, but you guys tell me. We have all of our SOPs documented in here. Workflow. Yeah, this is freaking sweet. Yeah, everything is documented in here and I won't go down on this rabbit hole, but yeah, comment SOP if this is interesting to you guys because I have templated it and I do have a template ready to go. All right, back to hiring. Okay, so take note here and we'll come back to this and this will be the third piece. Actually, I'll cover it right now. At the end of your job description, you want to qualify people. Okay. I will come back to it. I'm sorry. We're going to go to Onlinejobs.ph. What you need to do is go to post a job. I don't have an account set up right now because it's 60 or 70 bucks a month to post X amount of jobs. And what I'll do is I'll just pay for the $60 or $70 a month subscription, way less expensive than paying a recruiting fee. I hired my operations manager off of a website called Hire Latam, which I found a great hire. He has an MBA he's from Nicaragua, and I pay him $2,500 a month, and he manages my snow shoveling business. So he actually helped me create and refine. I did the same thing, right? I was just using ChatGPT, had him help me. Anyways, long story short, we'll go into that in a different video. What I'm trying to make the point on here is Onlinejobs.ph is a lot less expensive and you don't have to pay a recruiting fee to find these people. All you have to do is pay 60 or 70 bucks a month. This is by far the best value for hiring a VA. Look, I don't get an affiliate. I'm not affiliated with them, anything. I'm not making any money off of this. This is purely just adding value to you and your business so that you can get some of the back office stuff off your plate. Because this is the first and most important thing. If you're at that solo owner operated stage, you've probably already built a field crew first. Now you just don't know what step to take. You don't know what to do. I'm telling you, you need to hire somebody and train them to do office operations, or better yet, delegate and then just train them and answer questions. And I'm going to show you how to do all that if you stick around. Okay. Sign up for an account. Go ahead and do that. And then go ahead and post a job. I can't post a job right now because I've already reached my limit and I don't have the paid. Go figure this out. You're an entrepreneur. You can do it. If you can't, corporate is probably a better route. Okay. Now I'm going to go back into here and I'm going to show you the difference in a good job or a great job post that contains a filter for finding great candidates and I'm also going to show you an example of a bad job post. So let's start with the bad. Actually, I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, if you do a bad job posting like this, you're going to get tons of applicants. And your time as an owner is super valuable. You're only going to be able to grow if you focus on the right things. If you go back to this, that I had 155 hits on it and 31 people applied. Okay, if you get 31 applications straight to your inbox, that's taken up like the rest of your day today and probably tomorrow. There's a better way to do this by filtering. So if you go back to your job description, you want to filter your candidates by, hey, to apply, give them something actionable to do where they have to actually read the whole job post and then go follow these steps. One thing I love doing to find competency is, hey, give me a short Loom video showing your experience using Jobber. All right. Does two things. One, shows me that they actually have the experience using Jobber, because what you'll find is a lot of people will tell you that they have experience, but they don't really. Second, and like this can be interchangeable, right? Like if you're, I don't know, like I did this for a podcast editor and we use Descript. So it's like, give me a short Loom video showing me how you use Descript to edit a video. The next thing it does is I work async now. It's probably why you're seeing a ton of these Loom videos. Okay, you're going to move a lot faster as an entrepreneur if you don't bog your day down with meetings. You may be the style who you like meetings, and that's fine. I don't like meetings. I think they're highly unproductive, and like I'm a rambler, so I know that I need to get my thoughts out and record it. And then I need to have somebody who's like very analytical and very task driven to basically take all the thoughts that I have, because I'm always thinking strategy, right? And I need an executor, right? I need to hire people who are like highly analytical and like task driven, and they move quick and they're short, straight to the point. Because if I get on the phone with another talker like myself, like we're just going to waste an hour. It's highly unproductive, right? So I like async for the fact that I can record my thoughts, give it to somebody else, ask them to transcribe it, and then ask them to go do what I talked about in the video. That is another hack right now that I'm using in my businesses to just manage multiple businesses, communicate with people, get my thoughts out for like how I think we need to move next, and then ask them to do that. So what this is doing, a short Loom video, is training or is vetting whether or not they can go figure out how to use Loom, because that's how I'm communicating. And I want to hire somebody who can use that. So if you go back to here, you can see that I posted this office operations manager jobber specialist. I still got 200 hits, but I only got 5 applicants. Now I only have to review 5 applicants, right? Because that filter at the bottom is filtering out the type of person I want. And you get creative with your filter on how you want to do it. And it's going to be determined upon exactly what you're recruiting for. Same thing with Webflow Expert. I've hired all these people between my podcast and between my actual service business. Once I find something that I know that we need to do and I'm not an expert on, I just need to go recruit that person. This one was very specific. Email marketer, US-based tree service and excavation business. That's so specific. I still got 110 hits, but I only had one applicant because I asked them to do a Loom. And I asked them to show their experience with this type of business and doing email marketing campaigns. It's a really quick way to get specific and find people who are actually fit for your role. All right. Same thing with this, YouTube scriptwriter and editor. Like, man, I just have people like review my channel. We're building a content machine where we document how to grow a local service business from 100K to $1 million using real world strategy, software, and team video. We're looking for a YouTube scriptwriter and editor who knows how to grab attention with a killer hook, tell a compelling story, attention, edit videos to get 100,000. Like, these are the ways that I'm getting specific with finding great talent. If these I'm so far over finding like a generalist and training them up. It's why I let go of my last media buying team. They got me from 0 to 1, but they weren't the team who had the experience to get me from 1 to 10. Now I'm working with the same media buying team who buys ads for Hormozy. Why? Because I just want to hire and pay the expert for what the expert already knows how to do. And yeah, it's going to cost more, but geez, once you figure out like Once you pay people who know how to do what they're doing, your business is just going to grow exponentially. When you stop being the bottleneck in your business and thinking that you know everything and that you know how to do everything, right? My biggest strength is being able to see strategy at the top level and know that, hey, these are the steps that we need to take next. And I need to find this person, or I need to find somebody to do this, because I don't have the capacity to go edit my podcast videos. I only spend 2 hours a month, 2 hours a week on the podcast. And both of those hours are spent recording. I guess I spend about 15 minutes reviewing, right? But I have 2 specific people in the podcast working hand in hand on all post production. And I found them both on Onlinejobs.ph. You can do the same thing for your service business, all right? Especially if it's software related, email related, anything that can be done from a computer, you can hire and you can delegate. And stop thinking that somebody else is not going to do your job as good as you can do it. Okay? It's the biggest false belief. Okay, they may not, your next hire is likely not going to be 100% as good as you, but you have to learn to be okay with delegating things to other people who can be 80 or 90% as good as you. When you find the right person in the rock star, the only way you grow and level up is to delegate things to people who can do things 80% as good as you might do it, right? But if you're doing something at 100%, then you're only able to focus on that while all of this other stuff is not being handled, right? You only have so much capacity as an owner. The only way you're going to grow is if you delegate this stuff, right? So this is another big push. Just hire faster, all right? It's the biggest unlock that I had in my business, and it starts now. It's going to cost you, I recommend doing $400 to $800 a month. The higher you go, the better quality you're going to get. But I've found a minimum of $400 to at least attract people to a virtual assistant or executive assistant type role. And yeah, have fun with this, man. Like, business is all about finding great people. And it gets really fun once you get some wins under your belt. I'm telling you right now, like, I have found, like, my podcast, it's cranking. Like I said, I put 2 hours a week in on it. And the only way that I'm able to do that is to, one, trust that I can find other people who I can trust. Like, I think a lot of guys and gals early on in entrepreneurship can't handle giving up the reins. The sooner you learn to just say, hey, this is your responsibility. I am paying you to do X, Y, and Z, and probably A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, right? And the expectation is that you do that in return for me to pay you. Things just get easier. Maybe not specifically easier, but you get more time to focus on things like growing the business. And then once you practice this and you get really good at it, if any of you guys lift weights, I mean, think back to the first time you lifted or bench pressed or squatted. And then picture the heaviest you ever lifted. Just think about that for a second. When was the heaviest you ever squatted? Or when was the heaviest you ever bench pressed? I'll tell you this. I know one thing for sure. I don't know when it was, but I know for a fact it wasn't on day one. I think when I started lifting weights was summer after 7th grade. My height of bench press and squats was when I was playing college ball as probably my strongest either sophomore or junior year. Like, it takes time and reps. Same thing with hiring. And as soon as you get a win under your belt, it's like as soon as you add another plate, think about how good that felt to hit that as an early young guy. How good did it feel to throw 45s on in the beginning? Think about whenever you put 2 plates on. How good did that feel? If you're a 3-plate guy, hats off to you. How good did it feel to hit those milestones? Same thing with hiring. You might not get it perfect on the first time. When have you ever gotten anything perfect? If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it, right? Most people are going to quit when they don't get it right the first time. If you don't get it right, come ask questions. I'm here to help. I can't tell you how much I want to help you guys. I really do. I've been fortunate enough. God has blessed me with a great team here. And if we want to go grow Bearclaw, I've got to go replicate to other markets, and it's going to cost me $500,000 in equipment. And I'm going to have to go replicate what I've built here. And I just had my second kid. Like, I've been cranking for the last 3 years on building this business. We're humming right now. Okay, we're going to do somewhere between $1 and $2 million this year. The goal is 2. Rather than go spend another $500,000 on equipment, I want to help you guys. That's why I'm allocating time into this school. Okay, for the longest time, I said no to coaching. Like, I was really skeptical of it because it was like, you see those life coaches on the internet. And dude, it's like, you're a 22-year-old. Like, why would I pay you to coach a life coach? I said no for the longest time because I didn't believe I was qualified to help anybody else. It's just the nature of the beast. You publish content online and people reach out on X, people reach out on YouTube, people email, hey, I'm just looking for somebody to help. And I'm like, look, I'm really focused on building my business. But like right now, I just made the decision, and it's because I had my second kid and I know how much work this has taken to build and go and build a 7-figure business. I want to be right here at my house, and I can't stop. I still have so much energy. I said yes to the first like formal coaching client about a month ago, and I have received, I thought it was going to be a time suck, honestly. I really did. And the amount of joy and satisfaction that I've personally received from literally seeing somebody else in another market go take action and see actionable growth, it is one of the coolest feelings I have experienced. And that's why you guys have seen me back on this school platform. Like, I'm all in on it, man. I want to help you. I want to help you grow. So if you're serious about this, I'm offering a paid group. And yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Like, I'm going to charge for this stuff. I can't stop starting businesses and just helping people solve problems, right? That's what I'm here for. I've been praying through this a lot. I believe that God has me in a place for a reason. And if you're listening to this, and if you need help, I'm here to help. Okay? I'm here to help you grow. I've done a lot of things wrong, but I've done some things right. And for whatever reason, God has put me in this place. He's blessed me with a successful business. Our team is full of rock stars. And I believe I've learned a lot through it. And I'm willing to share what I've learned, what has worked well, what has not worked well, just like I shared with you what not to do. Don't do this. Don't post a general description like this. You're going to get 32 applicants like that. And then you're going to be like, oh, I need to go interview. You're going to be so excited. Because I went and interviewed like 14 people and they were all crap. But then I said, something's not working. How do I go figure this out? And keeping that focus on actually figuring these things out and not getting distracted with other things is what has helped me get to the solution. And the solution now is that you need to use ChatGPT and you need to have a filter on that, and you need to post on Onlinejobs.ph. And I'm telling you, like, I feel so confident in this to be able to say, yes, this is the way. That's why I'm in a position to where I'm saying yes to putting this stuff in content, showing this to you, sharing it with you. And honestly, like, nothing makes me happier than seeing you grow. Jake, if you're watching this, like, that podcast we recorded the other day where you said a year from the time you bought that website from me, you're hitting 25K a month. I cannot tell you how happy that makes me. And you're a friend, right? So I'm going to be happy for you no matter what you do. But as someone who has been back and forth with you over the last year, and to see you put in the work and go do the things and generate 25K, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And I can't tell you how happy I am for you. So if anybody else is out there watching this, I encourage you, go hire faster. Just take this, go do it. If you do want more specific help, I'm going to be documenting all of my paid traffic strategies, Facebook ads, Google ads. Let me just go in here real quick. I've got this agency metrics. So we've spent $1,657.64 last month on Facebook ads. We got 57 leads. Our cost per lead was $29.08. cost per click, $1.66, these are irrelevant, but I do this number, 1.7 click-through rate. You want to be above a 1.2, okay? I've been able to work hand in hand with a guy who owns a $90 to $100 million a year business in the marketing space. And some of the learnings that I've taken away from him on our paid ads have been incredible. I'm helping him launch his land clearing business, and I've been the one recording all the ads and basically taking all the notes on all the psychological principles that you need to embed in an ad and in sales pages and in video sales letters. And I'm uber fascinated with this, right? These have been principles I've been studying for the last 7 years in small business. And I'm finally to a point to where I'm taking the strategies and actually implementing them, and they're working. And so in that paid group, I'm going to be going over exactly what I've been learning and implementing from a Facebook ads perspective. I don't use this tracking tool for the other business, but I know we've received over 150 leads in the last 45, somewhere between 45 and 60 days down there. We've booked $40,000 worth of jobs just in land clearing. This one, the most important thing that we look at is, okay, that's cool that you can get leads, but what does it equate to? Maybe I can just show you guys here. Our leads are getting, this is our lead channel, Sunday, June 1st, May 31st, May 30th, 29th. Okay, and then this is quotes. Okay, approved, $7,600, $44,000, $16,000, $2,400, $3,000, $6,354, $7,620. Yeah. So my point with this is that in that paid group, I'm going to be going over all of these strategies that we use to run Facebook ads. We're honing in our Google ads. I'm willing to be open with the strategies that we're testing there. What's been really dialed is Facebook ads this last month. And then we're testing all these conversion principles. So if you go to my website, you'll probably see how we're doing our lead forms and things like that. But something that's really important is thank you pages. And so I'll show you guys all how we're doing all the strategy. And the reason thank you pages are super important is because you're further qualifying your leads. Like once you get a lead on Facebook, that's great. Once they fill out your form, that's great. But you also want to further qualify so you're not wasting all of your sales guys' time, right? And so there are things you can do with redirects to thank you pages. And say, hey, it's awesome. Thank you so much for filling this out. Here are the next steps that you can take, or here are the next steps that you should expect. Okay, Josiah, our sales guy, is going to be giving you a call from this number shortly. So whenever he calls, answer, because we want to come see your site and we want to take detailed notes to understand your project, right? So little things like that have really increased conversion for our sales guy. And then also the next thing I'm going to do in this paid group is give away a system. I'm not going to show it on this yet. Like, you're going to have to reach out if you want access to this, but the system that we've been building is incredible. You know, when you sign up for something and you get those like texts where it's like, hey, here's your automated, or here's your reminder text for the meeting you booked. We've built out these text and email sequences to start nurturing the customer from the time that they fill out the form online. And we've seen conversion rates improve drastically here. Okay. Not only that, we also have built out drip sequences on the back end after sending quotes from the time the quote is sent to the time the quote is approved. And we're seeing a lot better results with that. And the reason is because we direct them back to things like YouTube videos of our crews on projects, things like testimonials of 5-star reviews. I geek out on this stuff, and I have for the last 7 years. I can tell you this, I've learned so much in the last year just really putting these actionable principles into, these tactics into action. And man, I'm so excited right now. I know I have something that can help you grow. So here's exactly who I can help. If you are either a solo owner operator and you want to grow, if you're a solo owner operator, you're kicking off doing 10 to 20, 25K a month. You've already got your business going, you know how to go get jobs, but you're just capped at where you're at right now, like you're somebody who I can definitely help, especially with things like this. Like I'm going to show you my exact playbooks for exactly how to go hire, how to like delegate, and just how to move quicker, not make the same mistakes I did early on. So I believe I could distill like what I've done in 3 years and get you to the point over the next year by sharing some of these things with you. Okay. The other person I can help is if you are not quite just a solo owner operator, but you've hired some people in the field, you've got a crew running, or maybe multiple crews running, but like you're still doing all your back office admin, I can definitely help you. Ideally, I'm working with somebody like 2 to 500K in revenue, and we're getting you to the $1 million mark. That's exactly who this product is going to be for. All right. I'm not saying I can't help you if you're already at $1 million and you don't have paid ads in place. So if you already are at 7 figures and you do want to learn paid ads and Facebook funnels, I can definitely help you. But the ideal person who I can help is solo owner operator or small business owner with field crews, a field crew or multiple field crews. All right. Now this turned into a 30-minute video, but what I'm trying to let you know is that one, I would encourage you to move faster, go higher. Take what I said in this video and go use it. If you do want to sign up for the paid program, I want to book a free strategy call with you. You can go to the home page or the about page of the school section, or you can just go to start.ownerops.com and just book a call there. All right. I'll see y'all in the next one.